What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic and the commissioner of the Ocean League. It is early morning on a Saturday, and I thought, you know what? Let's just go ahead and start with Game of the Week right now. So I'm going to be recording 2 episodes of Game of the Week in one. That's going to make up for the weeks that we were behind, obviously, so I'm hoping that we can catch up by the time we get to playoffs. We are, I believe, in week 10 at the time of recording this in the actual league itself, but we're only doing week 7 and 8 today. So we are behind a little bit, but that's okay. So I hope you guys still enjoy the video and enjoyed the 4 battles we're going to have this time around. I am going to take a bit of a break between the first 2. I'm going to do them like normal. Week 7 for D1, week 7 for D2, and then week 8 for D1 and week 8 for D2 like that, okay? But we got a really good set of battles for you guys today. At least I hope. I don't know the records of these battles. I don't know what the outcomes. I don't know what mods were brought at all. But ideally, we can have a phenomenal set of games for you guys. As always, I do want you guys to like the video if you have not already. And guys, comment down below. We only got like 5 comments last time around. I know you guys like these. You guys really enjoy these. And if you guys can continue the support for these, then I'll bring them back for the next seasons of the Ocean League. But right now, based on the support on the videos, it just doesn't... It doesn't seem like the support is there for the continuation of this series after this season. So you guys are going to have to comment that you want the series to continue. You're going to have to really let me know and come out and show out for that, okay? But let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting with the first matchup as I take a sip of water. We have Iron Man against Hayes in Division 1. Now, very interesting matchup so far here. I'm looking at it. We have the Rillatran core with a nice option to handle fighting types in the Togekiss and the Slowbro. All these mods are really good. The fact that Heatran and Togekiss, and I guess Haxorus as well, all resist grass is great for Slowbro. It wouldn't be taking those boosted grass type attacks. Very good team composition there. The Haxorus as well can be kind of annoying to deal with. I know it gets access to Earthquake, and that's one of the primary ways it has of hitting steel types this game. I know it gets superpower in close combat and stuff, but Earthquake a lot of times more reliable, so it does hurt a little bit that there's grassy terrain there, but I don't think it's going to matter too much, especially in this matchup when you look at it. The only thing it really wants to click a ground move against is going to be Muck and Marowak, but even then, Dragon hits them for neutral damage, so what's the point really? Celesteela can be really annoying for this team. Looking at it, I don't know how Iron Man is going to break Celesteela without Heatran and Manectric, and both of them can kind of get checked decently well. Obviously, there's the chance for a Power Herb Solar Beam from the Heatran onto the Swampert. Don't bring me back to that. But that is definitely a possibility. So Hayes has to be ready for that. But Swampert does a really good job of kind of checking both of them. Manectric can't really set up. It can't really do too much to Mega Altaria, to Uxie, and at the same time, I don't think it gets access to like a Shadow Ball or something. It does get fire moves, so it can definitely hit the Jolteon, but it may not be able to touch the Marowak, for example. But yeah, guys, this matchup is going to be very interesting. I do think that Iron Man just has so much good team synergy, but Celesteela and Mega Altaria and Terrakion, that combination there is going to be very tough to beat. And just the fact that Terrakion can really pressure in and force in the Slowbro is really great. If they can get a Toxic off on it, that's going to be phenomenal for this game. And then Swampert can kind of just continue to pivot around, get into something like Serena, get into something like Porygon Z, because I'm looking at it, Porygon Z's matchup is phenomenal outside like the Nihilego, to be honest. Like Heatran, yeah, it resists stab, but Porygon Z usually runs some solid coverage options to be able to handle some steel types. But yeah, if I had to pick 6 Pokemon here that were going to come, I would say for Iron Man, I would say the first 5, Rillaboom, Heatran, Togekiss, Slowbro, and Haxorus are all going to be showing up to this game. If Togekiss did not get access to Flamethrower, I would say it wouldn't be coming to this game. But those 5, I would also say the Manectric are really solid here in this matchup as well. There definitely is enough to handle the Swampert. There's enough to handle everything on this team with these 6 Pokemon. So I definitely think these are the optimal 6 in my opinion. Obviously, I could be wrong. For Hayes, the first 4, Celesteela, Altaria, Terrakion, Swampert, all phenomenal here. They're really strong in this matchup. On top of that, though, I think the Alolan Marowak has a really good niche here. And honestly, the Serena as well could be really solid here as like an Assault Vest set. I'm pretty sure it can take a Haxorus's Poison Jab, and this can also U-turn around on his team very, very well. The only thing it really can't touch on this entire roster is like Togekiss. But it gets like Play Rough, which is solid. Like for Heatran, it gets not close combat, it gets High Jump Kick, so that's good. For Slowbro, obviously Trop Kick. For Rillaboom, U-turn, whatnot. So Haxorus gets Play Rough, or Play Rough for Haxorus. So not bad at all. Those are the 6 I expect to come for each matchup. Let's go ahead and jump into it as I'm going to hide this. Boom, there we go, and it's okay. So interesting. Basically, kind of ish what I expected from Iron Man. I am surprised to see the Crocodile because, well, I mean, I am surprised let's try this again. I am surprised to see the Crocodile. It's early in the morning. Give me a break, okay? I'm surprised to see Crocodile. Ideally, that the Crocodile is going to be able to be like a scarf sweeper to wear down his team once the Celesteela goes down. I am definitely shocked to see the Umbreon. Not the Umbreon. There's not even an Umbreon in the matchup. The Jolteon, that's it. So we'll see what happens. But again, I'm thinking it's going to be a really good game for both teams here, and we'll see what happens. So let's lead off, and I'm going to say the leads are going to be Rillaboom against... Let's see, Rillaboom against Serena, I'll say. As we see a Celesteela lead against the Crocodile lead. Okay, and we know it's Intimidated Crocodile, making the chances it's going to be Scarf much less. And then we see a Taunt, which again just completely reduces that chance completely. And Leftovers gets knocked off as well as I change it to Slow. And Air Slash does nothing to that Crocodile. Only 37% is nothing. As he's going to switch out to Serena, taking probably going to be a knockoff again. Or a Rock that's going to come in. The Serena does get access to Rapid Spin, so I can just spin them away. But is it going to go for a U-turn here on the incoming Togekiss? It does not. It goes for the Rapid Spin, getting rid of the Rocks. This team does not want to deal with him, and it ends up being a Life Orb Serena going for triple Axle. That should KO here. 2 hits, 3 hits, there we go. So Serena actually can touch Togekiss. I completely didn't, I did not remember it got triple Axle. So good on Hayes. Getting that is just really good. Cryogonal comes in, and instead of going for the Freeze Dry here, goes for the Toxic. What were you expecting as a low kick crit comes out? Oh, that's big. Okay. What were you expecting? Because he doesn't have a single Ice Resist on this team. And his bulkiest special defensive Pokemon is the Muck. So I don't know why going for Toxic there was the play. Freeze Dry was definitely the best option. You could have gotten rid of the Serena, but instead this Pokemon is just taking lives already. Wow, Serena putting in a ton of work. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to adjust something quickly. Let's see. I'm going to do a bit of live editing here because this seems a little bit off. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that is why. Let me just increase this. All right, this should be a little bit better here as I'm just going to do this live editing right now because why not? Yeah, that's covering the entire screen now. I don't know why I wasn't covering the entire screen. But anyways, Heatran's going to come in. This is a great option. High Jump Kick or Low Kick in this instance is going to be a really solid bet. If it's Chople Berry, it'll take the hit, but Magma Storm should be doing a ton of work. And oh my god, it just straight up Okos. Life Orb Serena putting in a ton of work. It can just U-turn out on anything else now. It's got that speed boost too. Oh man, wait a minute. Was that Scarf Cryogonal? I don't know. Maybe it was, but Serena gets the 267 speed times 1.5. That should outspeed 339. Huh. Alright. Well, Power Whip comes out on the Slowbro. It does connect. Are you guys showing me a 6-0? Really? I mean, no, not a 6-0 because of the Toxic, but wow. I've never seen a Serena put in so much work. Insane. And now the Celesteela just walls everything else. That's incredible. Air Slash is going to come out here, I'm imagining, for sure. As it's going to be a Life Orb Rillaboom. That's definitely the game. Honestly, if the Crocodile can get rid of the... Oh, and the crit on top of that too, that hurts. If the Crook can get rid of the Celesteela, then Rillaboom can actually do some work. And he gets a crit back, doesn't really matter here. But an Air Slash comes out and gets the KO. Is it going to be a 5-0? Honestly, if Rillaboom could have gone to +2, I definitely could have seen it like going for game here and potentially being down a couple things. But you're going to see Grassy Glide does 6%. That is unfortunate, and it's looking like it's going to be a 5-0 win for Hayes. So the game's going to end in 12 turns. I don't know why this was the game of the week because I'm sure there were some other good games, but Serena, I guess, just showing how it's way too much. It is so good. GG to both parties. What could have been done differently? Honestly, I'm trying to think about it because Serena takes anything that Rillaboom wants to do in terms of priority. And if Rillaboom tries to be adamant and Serena is jolly, then it'll outspeed. Can't go for anything against Serena because it gets triple Axle. Slowbro can't commit. Honestly, this entire team gets hit super effectively by Serena. Ice Move for Crook, for Togekiss, for Rillaboom. Low Kick for Cryogonal and Heatran, and a Grass Move for Slowbro. That's all you needed. And that's exactly what he had. Wow, great prep on Hayes' part. That just shows that some underrated threats can really put in a lot of work if you give them the opportunity, and that's kind of incredible. So, awesome. I'm speechless because that's just a great set. Insane. I'm still going to adjust this, so 1 second. I don't know why it's all messed up, but we're going to do some live editing because we have to, because I don't like the fact that it's not showing the full screen. This should be showing the entire screen here as we're... There we go. That's good enough. Okay. Wow. I guess we'll move on to the next game because I got nothing to say about it. But giving him the opening against the Serena was big. But if it got for freeze dry, honestly, if Cryogonal went for freeze dry against Serena should have gone down. I mean, maybe. I don't think Cryogonal weighs too much, so low kick might not have KO'd. But if Cryo gets the KO there, and Cryo gets, and then the Serena is only done damage to what? It's KO'd the Tokus, and that's it. Which is, it's fine. It's not the end of the world, but it could have been handled better, I think. But at the end of the day, when you're caught off guard like that, you're caught off guard like that. Moving on to the next game, I'm gonna go and switch it over here, and then I'll go to OBS and adjust this. So there you go. All right, so we have Ancient Chungus against Pat Mac. We have a team with the first overall pick. How do I know that? Because he has Dragapult, and Dragapult went first overall. We have a team with Rillaboom and Slowbro once again. I'm thinking here that Sand is not the greatest bring because of the Rillaboom, but because there is a Venusaur, which walls it, because there is a Cinderace, which walls it, I actually think that the Sand Core isn't bad as a backup plan. And that's crazy to think of, but it really is solid. Dragapult destroys this team. If he hits up a Dragon Dance, then Dragon Darts, Steel Move, and like Phantom Force are really, really difficult to switch into. So we'll see what happens. Cinderace, that is Blaze Cinderace, and that can really put in a lot of work against this team, especially because Slowbro, most of the time Cinderace is going to be going for like a U-turn or something, and if it can like Super Fang it or U-turn on it, it's going to weaken it significantly so that the Venusaur can come in, the Dragapult can come in, the Thundurus can come in. Honestly, it's tough because I don't know if I would bring Slowbro to the matchup. Maybe like a defensive Flygon, maybe as a way to kind of handle the Excadrill. I don't know. It's going to be tough. This is a really tough match for Chungus, I find. Pat Mac's team is just built incredibly, incredibly well. So I want to make sure, is this actually Pat Mac's team? I have to double check that. No, it's not Pat. Why do I have Pat Mac there? It's not Pat Mac. Let me adjust this. It's Grimkin. Grimkin. That was from a previous week. My bad. It just did it again. Grimkin. There we go. More live editing. Okay, so that's adjusted. Honestly, Grimkin's team is so much more well equipped to handle this matchup because of the Dragapult. Honestly, Dragapult just makes things so much easier for him. And the good news for Chungus is he has the fastest Mon on the team. He has the fastest Mon here with the Aerodactyl. The bad news is the Thundurus can paralyze it, and it can also easily run a Choice Scarf. It's a very good Choice Scarf for this game, and the fact that his only ground type is a Flygon isn't necessarily the best. If I had to pick 6 from either side, I would say Rillaboom has to come as a way to pseudo-check the core, the grass core, but I would be very careful with it because of the Venusaur and the Cinderace and the Dragapult and the Thundurus as well. The Feeny is there to take away the terrain, which is also, oh my god, that's so good. Those first 7 mons are all really, really solid. And then he has Girder on top of that, which is great. Not a fan of the last 2, but hey, they can put in work. I definitely think that the Aerodactyl has a really good niche coming. It has a way to handle the Venusaur, to check the Cinderace, to beat the Dragapult with a really good attack. If it goes for Dragon Dance itself, it can be very scary. Slowbro is a maybe. It's very pressured this game, so I don't know about it. I would say Rillaboom, Aerodactyl. I would say Florges. I would say, because Florges does get Psychic, if I'm not mistaken. I think that Snorlax is a really solid bring too. So I think Snorlax, I said Rillaboom, I said Aerodactyl, I said Florges, Snorlax, that's 4. Maybe like a Shuckaberry Cobalion. That's 5. And then just off the top of my head, I'd say like Flygon or something. That's really it. That's all I can think of. So it's gonna be a tough game for Chungus. And then Grimkin is bringing, I'm thinking, the Dragapult, the Sand Core, the Cinderace, the Thundurus, and the Venusaur. Pretty straightforward to me. Yes, there's a Tapu Fini, but Tapu Fini kind of loses to Rillaboom, and it kind of can't really beat the Slowbro too well. So I don't expect it to be coming. It could be solid with like an Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss set, definitely, because his answers to fairy types are Arcanine and Haunter, and those two get bopped by Scalds, basically, or Surfs. So yeah, I would not be surprised. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and find OBS once more. Let's make sure I actually have that game open. There that game is, and then boop, there we go. All right, so let's see. Chungus ends up bringing basically the exact things I was saying, except he does bring the Slowbro and he does bring the Arcanine instead. Okay, but the Mega Aerodactyl does come. I do see basically the top 5 that I was thinking of, being the Cinderace, the Dragapult, well, only one half of the Sand Core, so no T-Tar comes, which that's fine, I guess. He does have 2 immunities to ground in the Flygon and the not Excadrill, what is it called? The Aerodactyl, and the Aerodactyl is the only one that's immune after Mold Breaker. So that's something positive, and if he can manipulate the terrain well, then Grimkin should have a pretty easy time handling a lot of his team, especially if he can manage to toxic the Slowbro and weaken that way. Ancient Chungus, I think he's going to have to sweep with something to win the game. I don't think him playing defensively or him pivoting around is going to be enough. He's going to have to like get set up with something like the Flygon, like the Snorlax, like the Rillaboom, or like the Aerodactyl to be able to win this game. So we'll see what happens. In terms of leads, I'm thinking it's going to be a lead of Thundurus against a lead of Flygon. Let's go ahead and see. We see Tapu Fini against Flygon, so I got half of it right. And we're going to see a U-turn coming from the Flygon. That's probably not banded damage based on that. 6% isn't too bad. In comes Snorlax. And wait, we just saw that it's telepathy on the Flygon, by the way. Not the Flygon, the Fini. Interesting. Okay, but in comes the... Oh, what? In comes the Thundurus on the block from Snorlax. As the Snorlax gets Thunder Waved here. What? What is... This thing gets U-turn. And there's a nasty plot. This may not be good. And it's fully paralyzed twice in a row. Oh my god. And he just switches out, goes into Flygon here. Unexpected Thunder Wave, I guess. Thunderbolt. As, there we go. It's got one coverage option. That's all I got. It's running Psychic. It's running, I don't know, Dark Pulse, what? We see a special Flygon with Boom Burst. Alright. In comes the Snorlax once more against the Tapu Fini as it goes for Trick here. Catches the Snorlax, giving it a Choice Specs, and it gets a Starf Berry. I don't know what a Starf Berry does, but I think it's the one that like boosts a stat sharply. But hey, that's another paralysis on the Snorlax, on the Spec Snorlax. Wow, this Snorlax just cannot attack. It's not allowed to attack. Insane. And it gets the rest off. Okay, so it's locked into rest. That's unfortunate. I imagine this set has like Recycle, Block, the Starf Berry with like maybe like Facade or something, or like a way to kind of hit the, just kind of attack the Dragon Bolt. We'll see, but this Fini pulls a double, goes into Slowbro. I don't know why the Fini doubled there, but hey, weakness policy Slowbro. Wow. Okay, where is this game going? Thundurus comes out. This Thundurus is gonna bop this as it goes for a Calm Mind here. Maybe not anymore. Maybe not anymore. Thunder Wave connects, and oh, dude, that is so unfortunate. Oh my god, oh my, that's how many times Insanity, and Sludge Wave is its coverage move. Wow, that is so oh my god, I cannot believe that he can't. I'm just in shock, so I'm not even commenting on the game right now. Let's just pause it here. Okay, my stomach is growling, I'm starving. How many turns of paralysis is that? 5, 3 on the Snorlax, 2 on the Slowbro. He could potentially gotten rid of the Thundurus. He like twice by both of them. But no, he has to let go of a +2 attack, +3 special attack, +1 special defense Slowbro. All because of paralysis. And that's why you run it. Let's be honest, that's why you run it. You want to have that chance, you want that speed drop, but my god, that is so unfortunate. That is why Prankster Thunder Wave is kind of busted. Special Flygon on top of that, by the way, he gets a 10% chance to poison with the Sludge Wave too. That really takes away a lot from this. And honestly, if I was Chungus, I kind of have to make a play here. I might just double out expecting the Dragon Ball to come in and go into my check. So we'll see, but what's going to happen here? Poison is going to rack up, and then we're going to see a switch into the Excadrill instead, not the Dragapult. This does resist the Boom Burst, is not immune to it, but you see only 27% taken from that. That's nothing. This thing is probably scarfed here, as it just is going to switch out into the Rillaboom, as Rillaboom is going to get its terrain now, and we're going to see an Ironhead come out doing about 40% to that Rillaboom. And is that leftovers on the drill? It is not leftovers. So we're going to see him go into the Venusaur here, very obvious. We're going to see a U-turn come out. We see a Drain Punch. That does so little damage. It's going to be, oh my god, this thing has to go for like, it has to be like a Kebia Berry with like Swords Dance Acrobatics. That's what it's got to be able to beat this Venusaur. But damn. In comes the Snorlax here. Leaf Seed is going to come out, and that's basically going to be it. If honestly, if the Rillaboom had access to Swords Dance with a Kebia Berry and Acrobatics, it might have been able to do something. But this is just like, there's nothing he can do here. There's nothing he can do. At this point, if I'm Grimkin, I don't know why he's staying in and just continuing to attack. I would go into something else to be able to take whatever the Snorlax wants to do and recover backup health, like the Fini. The Fini could use some more recovery. The Drill could use more recovery. The Thundurus could use more recovery. But hey, it's going to wake up here and it's going to go for a rest, a block. Okay, that's not going to matter right now. The block won't matter. Wow. But in comes Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl can't Oko this once, it just can't. But is it going to go for Dragon Dance? Is it going to go for a flying move? What's the plan here? It's going to go for a Dragon Dance. Okay, this could be what changes the game for him. Switch on to Thundurus. Okay, on the Earthquake, and that's it. That's big. There you go, because now it can just switch out on the expected Thunder Wave. It had to like miss. That was the only option. That was a really risky play by Chungus there. Not by Chungus, by Grim to go for into the Thundurus. It was because if he loses the Thundurus there, then it makes it so much more difficult for him to handle that. He honestly might just lose. Like if he gets the Dragon Dance off and he goes for like a rock move or something, which obviously is unlikely, but if he goes for a move that can KO the Thundurus, then he loses his Aerodactyl, or he loses his Thundurus, which he loses his Aerodactyl check, which means he just loses the game. Anyways, the Phoenix going to come in on the U-turn from the Flygon, as I'm assuming Rillaboom's coming in, as it is. And honestly, Swords Dance with Kevia Berry with Acrobatics is the best way to hit it. In comes the Venusaur back at full, and we're going to see a U-turn come out doing 30%. Is that banded? Maybe that's banded, but Aerodactyl's going to come out once more. Not going to appreciate a dual wing beat. Honestly, nothing does on this team, so we'll see as it goes for the dual wing beat here, and it gets the KO on the Venusaur. That is absolutely massive for Rillaboom. That's huge. That can be, look, Aerodactyl is going to change the tide of this game, and it kind of will. We're going to see a double out into the Flygon here, as it's going to go for a Thunder Wave once more. It kind of has to against the Aerodactyl or just loses. And we're going to see what I'm expecting to be a U-turn here as it goes into the Dragapult. And we're going to see a Boom Burst, and that is immune, and that is going to be the end of Flygon, which means that the Thundurus can freely click Thunder Wave or electric moves against everything. Unfortunate. But in comes the Rillaboom against the Dragapult. Dragapult could just go for Will-O-Wisp as it does, and now this thing is kind of useless as it goes for knockoff, gets rid of the Culber Berry. That's going to do nothing. And a Hex could come out easily here and just really weaken this Rillaboom, potentially even getting a KO on it. So we're going to see here as he goes for Hex, and it does a 25% left. That's nothing. And a knockoff's going to come out. I imagine a Grassy Glide's going to come out, attempt to get the KO on it. I don't think it will, but it's just some good chip. If he goes for Dragon Dance here and takes 2, then... Oh, no, he doesn't even go for Grassy Glide. Doesn't even happen. But down goes the Rillaboom to the Will-O-Wisp using Dragapult, and in comes the Thundurus, and in comes the Arcanine. Arcanine is his only option you can go to. He can't go into the Aerodactyl to risk getting paralyzed, as in comes the Feeny on the Flamethrower. If he had Wild Charge this game, or like something like that, might have helped him a bit, but this game, like, you guys are showing me this game, and it's just like a one-sided beatdown, because honestly, this game would be so much different if the paralysis went through, because if the Thundurus goes down to the Snorlax, to the Slowbro, then Aerodactyl might have just won once it got the Dragon Dance up. And that's really bad, especially now that the Hex can come out pretty freely. Arcanine's going to come in to weaken the Dragapult, and we're going to see a Hex come out doing 35% still. That's a lot of damage still to an Arcanine. And a U-turn's going to come out as well. What is he going to go into? Probably the Feeny, I'd imagine. The Thundurus, interesting. That's a big risk, as he goes for Morning Sun. There we go. That's kind of why. So we'll see. A Thunder Wave comes out now. Again, does he KO? Does he get the KO finally on the Thundurus? He does not. That's unfortunate. Does he have Extreme Speed? We won't find out. As he goes for the Teleport. That's big. That's still big. In comes Slowbro. Slowbro can go for Calm Mind here. Slowbro may or may not be able to take the attack from the Dragapult. As he goes for Scald on the switch in, and he gets the Cinderace. Big. Is Chungus going to bring this back? In comes the Cinderace. Cinderace goes for U-turn. Is it Rocky Helmet? It is not Rocky Helmet. Alright, let's see. Dragapult comes in. Hex is going to do a lot. Not enough to KO, though. Does he have a way to attack? Fully paralyzed. That's so unfortunate. That would have got... He just said in the chat, I have Crunch. That would have gone the KO. And that is big. He switches out into Tapu Fini here to preserve it. And he goes for Dual Wing Beats. Chris the first one. Starf Berry boosts his attack by 2 stages. Alright, the Starf Berry played a role. Wow. 50 turns in, Thundurus finally comes out. He can go for a free Thunderbolt here, honestly. We'll see what he does. He goes for Thunder Wave. Is he going to go for the KO? He doesn't. He switches out. Does he go for Psychic here? He Scalds. That won't get the KO. He burns this, though, which I don't think that really matters. Is he going to double out into the Dragapult? He doubles into the... Not the Dragapult, the Aerodactyl. He does. Draco comes out. 32%. Does this have Roost? If it has a Roost, there's a chance. But honestly, I don't know if you go for it here. Yeah, you just go for the dual wing beat because he can just go for a very free Will-O-Wisp against you. Wow. Okay. Thunderous comes out once more. He played the double. There we go. So I'm going to pause it here because that was an important 50-50. Does he switch out into the Slowbro? Because Slowbro can potentially live the Thunderbolt. But if Grimkin goes for Thunderbolts, then the Slowbro goes down, basically, because it can't take 2 and it won't speed. But if he goes for Thunder Wave, then the Slowbro absorbs it. Honestly, it was a 50-50 on whether Grimkin would go for Thunderbolt or Thunder Wave. And this is why having this gone, getting those paralysis was so big. Honestly, man, like Chungus had played this game he played this game really well. It's just unfortunate he got paralyzed, and Grimkin played to his outs. He did what he had to do, and the luck was in his favor during this matchup here, because without the Thunderous, getting the paralysis on Aerodactyl, having that fear just changed the game completely, because now the Cinderace won on speed. Iron is going to come out, Ironhead will get the KO, but will Slowbro actually be able to get the job done? I wonder. We'll see. So Slowbro's going to come in, U-turn from the Cinderace is about 30%, and we're going to see here as he goes into the Excadrill, does Scald KO? It's offensive Slowbro. Scald comes out. It does not KO. Is there a burn? There is no burn. High horsepower, 30%. Slack off. Oh my god. Is Chungus about to bring... Chungus might bring this back. And honestly, if he got the paralysis... Oh, that's another one. Come on. I want to see Chungus bring this back after all the hacks. We're going to see a slack off here. Yeah. He's got to be out of range of U-turn. That is the most amount of damage. 38%. 46, does get the Scald off. He gets a slack off, so he's back to basically full. We're going to see a high horsepower come out once more. And we're going to see a Scald, so that gets rid of the drill. 1 Mon left to deal with. He's got 2 chances. He's got 2 chances to break through. There's one. And unbelievable. What a game. What a game. I see DD in the chat saying game of the week material. Yes. What a game. Okay. So, all that being said, this game, because Dragapult went down, when Dragapult went down, this game basically became, does Aerodactyl break through on the Thunderous? So, I saw it just being there, obviously in the game, commentating it, it's 2 different things. But Dragapult, having the Dragapult go down, massive. Because nothing else can beat the Slowbro 1v1. Nothing. If paralysis is in its favor. Thunderous, that's... Man, that's... Honestly, both teams played to their outs. The Thunderous went for Thunder Wave against the Aerodactyl. If he got fully paralyzed, he won. If the Thunderous goes for Thunderbolt on the Aerodactyl, then it looks like it's going to be a 2-0 win. Because Excadrill would drop to Aerodactyl, and Cinderace would drop to Aerodactyl. But in the end, Slowbro, too thick, too chunky, too offensive. Wow. What a game. What a game. Seriously. Probably one of the best games we've seen so far. That's for sure. What a comeback from Chungus. I did not expect him to be able to pull this one out, especially considering that a lot of his team just lost to, like, out of matchup. But that's the thing. You still got to play the game. And even though the luck was on Grimkin's side, Chungus pulled through. Both teams played well. They definitely did. Just one team got the advantage this time around. I hope we have a playoff rematch for these two, because it would be amazing to see. But we'll see what happens. Guys, that is going to be it for this part 1 of the video. I'll be taking a break right now and then coming back with you for part 2 a bit later. Wow. Just what an end of a game. I can't believe it. Guys, subscribe, comment, like the video, do all that stuff. I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, we are back for part number 2 of this video. This is going to be the games of the week for week number 8. So week 7 was just before this. Week 8 is right now. Let's go ahead and jump into it, okay? So we're going to start off with Division 1. Again, we have I Am Iron Man. He did pick up a loss in week 7. We'll see if he can avenge his loss in week 8 against Sir Kill. And let's go and take a look at the matchup. So, right off the bat, things I notice, it's another Sand team. We have more Sand. Okay, Tornadus T makes his first appearance here. I definitely think that this is the matchup for Manectric to be coming to it, because Manectric does get access to fire moves, so it can hit the Excadrill if need be, and does get access to Volt Switch, so it can always Volt Switch out on the Tyranitar, again, if it absolutely has to. Tornadus is really solid in this matchup. It can really do a lot of good things to this team, and honestly, the Girder as well can be very solid because it does get access to Poison Jab as a way to hit the Togekiss on the switch-in. So we'll see what happens. Definitely think that the Kills team is solid. It is a really strong team, honestly. The fact that he has Weezing as a way to handle the Rillaboom on top of that too is fantastic. T-Tar and Drill handle this Togekiss to an extent. Heatran is kind of held in check. Honestly, everything on Iron Man's team is kind of held in check just by a lot of this team. And we haven't even talked about there being a Tangela there, which is solid, and an Araquanid as well for webs. So if webs go up, it could be very dangerous. But guys, we've seen how good Slowbro can be. So if the Latios goes down, if the Chandelure goes down, if the Tornadus goes down, I would not be surprised to see Slowbro putting in absolutely insane amounts of work to be able to get the win here. If I had to pick 6 from each side, I'll say quickly Rillaboom to handle the grass type core. I will say Togekiss as a way to be immune to the ground moves, but also to be immune to the dragon moves that Latios will be shooting out. Slowbro just as a way to be a general blanket check. Haxorus, because again with the Dragon Dance up, Haxorus can rip through the entirety of the team, because I don't think that Haxorus will drop to Drill's Earthquake unless it's like Life Orb and it's taking some chip. So that's right now 4 I've said. I think Manectric is solid here as well, and then I'll also say Crocodile, because while Crocodile does have to deal with 2 immunities and does have to deal with an Araquanid and a Tangela, its utility this game I think would be very solid. So that's what I'm thinking for Iron Man. For kill, we're looking at, I'm thinking Tornadus, I'm thinking the Sand Core, I'm thinking Latios comes, that's 4. I'm thinking Chandelure is pretty solid here as well. And the fact that Tornadus does it beats Rillaboom. So I feel pretty confident about that. But I'll also say, you know what, I'm going to say Tangela comes. I think Tangela is really solid here. And the fact that he can just be a good Regenerator core with Tornadus is going to be really solid. So I'll say Torn, Excadrill, Latios, T-Tar, Chandelure, and Tangela. Let's go ahead and take a look at the battle and make sure that's the battle I'm at. As we can now go to OBS and boom, there, whoa, oh, no, boom, there we go. Illumise, woo. Illumise comes to the game, insane. And Audino comes to the game too, wow. Okay, there's no Tornadus. No Torn came to this game. Crazy, that's crazy. But hey, is what it is. Well, look, let's be honest. The Weezing does a really good job of walling the Rillaboom as well. So let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm going to make this dark for me, and let's put it on slow, and let's go ahead and get started. In terms of leads, I'm thinking it's going to be Crocodile against the Araquanid. Let's see. We see Araquanid, all right, 1 for 1. And we see Rillaboom instead. Okay, Rillaboom's going to do a lot of damage to this. Woodhammer does a lot of damage, but in comes the Audino. Interesting. Why does Audino come in? I'm very surprised that as this Rocky Helmet Audino. Okay, that might be why. But in comes the Crocodile. Probably wants to get rid of the helmet, wants to taunt this thing to stop it from setting up wishes, stop it from heal belling around. But we're going to see the Galarian Weezing come in. It is not Levitate. No, it might be Levitate. We don't know. No, it actually is Levitate, 100%. We know for a fact it is Levitate because, let's pause it. Let's pause it, because if it was Neutralizing Gas, we would know. It would say, Neutralizing Gas is in the air, blah, blah, blah. If it was Misty Surge, the terrain would be Misty Surge. So we know just by proxy, it is, or by proxy, by process of elimination, it is Levitate on the Weezing. But in comes the Weezing, going for the Strange Steam against what was the, what is it called? The Crook, as in comes the Nihilego to resist its dual stabs, and going for a Psychic on the Excadrill, which does have the weakened Earthquake in the terrain, so it's probably going to go for like a Stomping Tantrum or a High Horsepower or something, as we see him go into the Crocodile, to take on the Excadrill, as we're going to see a substitute come out. Interesting, is it Sub-Toxic Protect Excadrill? I mean, with the leftovers, it might be, we'll see, but Earthquake does come out. It is outsped, and we're going to see him go for it is Sub-Toxic Excadrill. Are we going to see a Protect here too? Are we going to see a Protect? Not right now, but the Audino with Regenerator comes back in, takes the knockoff, and gets a little bit of extra chip off on the Crocodile here, as we're going to see maybe a Wish come out, as we see a swap into the Togekiss, and he's going to go for a very free Wish, and he can just switch out not to something else. The fact that it doesn't get access to Teleport does hurt it just a little bit. It would be just basically a normal type Clefable, as we see the counter to this set come out. It is going to be a Heal Bell on the Togekiss. Unfortunate, but Slowbro's going to come in now. Slowbro can do whatever it wants to do against this team. Really, there's only the Latios and the Tyranitar that can handle it effectively, especially because now Toxic isn't going to matter too much because of the Togekiss. The good news is it is a Calm Mind Slowbro, which means that the Slowbro should not appreciate at all taking the toxic. All right, that's good news. This is a water bubble Arachnid because he took damage from the Scald, so he can't be burnt. And in comes the Tokus on the Arachnid once more as we see a bug special Arachnid. I don't know why people keep running that. It's not a good set. I don't know why people keep running that. I don't like that set at all. Then comes the Excadrill on the Air Slash. Does this thing have access to a fire move? We don't know, but in comes the Crocodile once more to take what likely is going to be an Iron Head here, as we do see the Iron Head come out doing 28%. That's some solid damage there. It is not a leftovers Crook, so he can just switch out now into the Audino to take whatever he wants to go for, and we're going to see him go for the knockoff once more. If I were him, I might just try and pull a double here, as that's I guess what he expected, and he's going to go for another Wish here. And he can recover back up anything he needs to. He does stay in, recovering back up the HP, and he goes for low kick, almost getting the KO on the Crocodile. Oh my god. Audino is just so weak. 33% to a dark type. Insane. Tokus is going to come out now, and Tokus is not going to appreciate catching this Wish. What am I saying? Of course it will. Heal Bell will come out, of course, so there is no more Toxic on the Slowbro as he now gets rid of the boots. So if he does have access to rocks on the T-Tar, then this would be the perfect time to get them up. Getting rocks up would be amazing because one, it would get the KO on the Crocodile, but two, as he has to flinch with Tokus, but two, it would also manage to weaken the Tokus severely. So in comes the Excadrill here as an Air Slash comes out. 17% is not bad at all, but it doesn't look like it has access to a fire move. So we'll see what happens here. But again, Crocodile's gonna come out and this should drop now. If he goes for sub, that would be really unfortunate here. We do see the Iron Head, so down goes the Crocodile. No more Intimidate. No more Intimidate. Really good game of the week so far. Really solid matchup between two people just going back and forth. In comes the Grassy Surge Rillaboom as we see the Weezing come back out now, and Weezing is Levitate. Grassy Glide, you see, that's still a lot of damage. 24% still to a Weezing is still a lot of damage. Wow. I'm imagining it's going to be the Nihilego, but it ends up being the Illumise instead on the Pain Splits. Just getting back a little bit of recovery here, and Illumise with Prankster is going to be a pain, and it is double recovery now with Leftovers and Grassy Terrain. T-Tar is going to come in. T-Tar is immune to all the Prankster moves, so we'll see if he goes for Thunder Wave or something. And we see a Thunder Wave. It is immune because it is a Prankster. Well, it's immune because it's a Dark type. Prankster does not affect Dark type attacks. So this is just very free now for T-Tar, as it can just Mega Evolve and go for a Rock move here, as we see a Rain Dance come out as a way to pseudo check the Sand, but Stone Edge will just Oko the Illumise, so it's another Mon that is gone. Honestly, as we see Slowbro come in now, this is still not going to, like, okay, it's Color Berry on this, that still does a good chunk, but we're going to see a Scald come out. Do we see a Burn? We do not see a Burn, and Burn should, sorry, not Burn, Crunch should get the KO here. We're going to see a Stone Edge instead. I guess I expect to swap into Tokus, and the Scald will get the KO. So no more Sand for Excadrill, but I don't think it really cared. I don't think it needed it. The problem with this is, though, the T-Tar is a really solid check to the Nihilego. The only thing it really has to touch it is like Grass Knot, and in Terrain that's great, but without Terrain it's unfortunate. We see a sub on the Laddie here as it forces out the Slowbro, and it brings in the Togekiss, and we're going to see, I imagine, maybe a Psyshock come out. We see a Psyshock come out that does nothing. There you go. Defensive Togekiss. Dazzling will break the sub here, and honestly, it's looking like he has Heal Bell. We know that. He's got to have Roost, so it looks like he doesn't have access to a Fire move. So if I was him, I would just go straight into my Excadrill. Yeah, there you go. You know all his moves. You don't have to. You do not have to touch anything, but you just go into the Excadrill and you're happy, unless you're making predictions. Psyshock again, 38%. You want to keep this thing weakened, I get that. I don't know if it's really in your best interest to weaken your own Latios, but we'll see. You can also always go into the Tokus, the Audino, excuse me, but in comes the Excadrill on what might be a Roost here. It ends up being a Dazzling Gleam. Still, 18% is solid damage. What are we going to see here? An Earthquake, we're going to see an Iron Head, a sub. What's it going to be? Slowbro comes in. Slowbro will take the Substitute. Okay, so it's a sub. Not bad at all. Good decision here. Kind of it covers all your bases. It goes for a high horsepower, doing 35%. Are we going to see a slack off here? We do not see a slack off. So this could be the end of Slowbro. Does he make the prediction going for the Iron Head on the Togekiss? Rillaboom comes out instead. High horsepower, or is it going to be Iron Head here? We see a high horsepower come out doing 25% about, and that's not good. But he still has the Weezing, which has a very free switch into the Rillaboom, but we'll see if he goes for a U-turn into the Nihilego here. As we see the U-turn, and I imagine that's going to be into the Nihilego here. So we'll see. It is the Nihilego, and Sludge Wave has no answer. Really, it doesn't. But Excadrill's gonna come in. This thing does get access to a couple of different moves to hit Excadrill, as we see a Power Jump come out, and that is nothing. That's a critical hit, did 16%. Crazy. I did nothing. Wow. Maybe he was expecting the Arachnid. We'll see, but in comes Slowbro once more, and Slowbro will take there again, we have another substitute, and again, Slowbro is just getting back healthier and healthier and healthier, and Excadrill doesn't gain back enough HP every time because it's not running Protect on this set. High horsepower is 30%. If it had Swords Dance here, it would be amazing for him, but we see a slack off now, obviously. This is actually not bad. It's not terrible for Kill, because if Kill is just recovering back HP slowly but surely, and he manages to get the Slowbro Toxic like he just did on the Calm Mind there, then it changes the game quite drastically, because the Slowbro is going to continuously get weakened, and the Excadrill also forces the Togekiss to go for a Heal Bell on him. So we're going to see him go for the Scald and break the sub. And honestly, at this point in time, he's not in range of the next high horsepower, so I would just go for another sub here, honestly. But he goes into Arachnid instead, as we're going to see him go for the Scald once more. Again, he cannot burn because he has Water Bubble, and we're going to see a special Arachnid try to put in work against something. In comes the Togekiss. Is going for Liquidation, because Liquidation would be amazing here, but no, it goes for Scald. And that actually did much more damage than I expected, but Liquidation would have done more because Water Bubble, I believe, boosts physical water attacks, or it's just water attacks in general. Regardless, getting that burn there is really nice, as he's going to go into the Togekiss. Does he go for an Air Slash? Nope, he goes for the Heal Bell here, and now there's a chance for this Excadrill to get the KO on the Togekiss. Is he going to take it? Is he going to go for it? He subs here. Does he go for Roost? Oh, great play. Great play going for the Roost there. Making that prediction for him to go for a sub was absolutely massive, and we're going to see him go for the Toxic on the Togekiss. I believe that's now 3 Toxics that have been used on the Togekiss. Let's take a look. 3 Heal Bells, excuse me. So we're going to see this Togekiss has used 3 Heal Bells. So it's Toxic. It goes into Slowbro here. We're going to see an Iron Head come out, I imagine, as we do. Does 13%. This thing is not in range of the high horsepower, but we're going to see, I'm imagining a Toxic come out as well, or just a high horsepower in general, and it crits and gets the KO. Alright, so 50 turns in, that is like the deciding factor to ending this stall fest, and that high horsepower crit is really, really big there. It might actually be the game, but hey, we saw a crazy game in Game of the Week for Week 7 for Division 2. It might be a crazy outing for this time around as well, but we'll see. I don't think the Rillaboom's going to get the KO here. I don't think it will, but he also just switch out hard into the Weezing as he does, playing it safe on what might be a banded Rillaboom. Based on that damage, honestly, 25% is a lot. I feel like it's banded, but we'll see. He probably goes hard into the Nihilego here, as he just goes for Grassy Glide again, maybe expecting him to switch out, and we're going to see a Sludge Bomb come out, and that's going to get the KO on the Rillaboom. So it's not looking good. Looking like it's going to be a 4-0 or 5-0 in Kill's favor here as Nihilego comes in. Nihilego can't go for a Sludge Bomb freely, or Sludge Wave freely, excuse me, but he's going to go into the Excadrill, and Excadrill just checks the rest of this team. This Excadrill set was really, really solid. Sub Toxic with Iron Head and high horsepower, very, very helpful. This can't break this up, so this is honestly looking like it's going to be game. I'm going to put it normal now because I don't really see a situation, normal speed, because I don't really see a situation where Kill loses. I just don't see it. Not Chungus, this is Iron Man. I don't see Iron Man being able to pull this one out right now, because you're going to see here another Iron Man comes out. This Excadrill was a beautiful, really strong, really good bring, so props to him, and we're going to see an Earthquake come out here, a high horsepower rather, and that's going to get the KO. So it's going to be a 5-0 win for Kill. Very long game. It was, like, I see Kill commenting in the chat. He says GG, but then he says, this was such a close game until the crit. And that's true. This game could have gone either way. It just came down to, is he going to get the right rolls on the Slowbro? Is he going to be able to stall out the Heal Bells enough? What's the plan? How's it going to work? Is he going to, like, are doubles going to be made? That's what it was going to come down to. And in the end, the crit took that away. And that's Pokemon. That's what happens. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We're going to go and switch over to that on the Team Builder dock, as I have the wrong slide open. This should be the right slide. And then we'll go to the correct game as well, if I can find it. I'm almost there, guys. I swear. Almost there. And now back to OBS, and you know what? You guys aren't going to see this. You're not going to see that. Boom. You guys see the teams. Maybe you will. Maybe you will see the teams. I don't really know exactly what's brought. I just open the dock and I leave the page. So we're going to see we have Woix versus Max here in a game with Mega Diancie and Mega Charizard. Last time we saw Mega Charizard, it was absolutely busted. And I think it was on this team as well. This is the team with triple fire types. Crazy, right? Oh. And a team with Tapu Bulu with Mamoswine. Very, very interesting. I'm going to take another sip of water here because I'm dying here. All right. Looking at the matchup here, Max's team really, really goes in. The only issue I see with this is if the Incineroar gets weakened. If Incineroar gets weakened, Spectrier will sweep. That's for sure, because Quagsire is not specially defensive enough to be able to take Shadow Balls, even though it will be unaware. That's the big thing. So we will see what happens, but at the same time, Diancie is so good this matchup with access to a power gem for something like the Mamoswine and the Charizard and the fire types, and then access to Moonblast for other things. It's going to be very difficult. And Earth Power for the Magnezone and then Nihilego. Mega Diancie, like honestly, just off the bat, Mega Diancie Spectrier, very difficult to beat. And then Volcarona as well, because he has grass coverage for the Quagsire, could be very tough to beat. Yes, there is a Moltres, but Moltres is not appreciating +1 or +2 boosted Hurricanes, Psychics. I guess Hurricanes too, but still. And then Haxor is such a problem. Oh my god. Alright, Woex definitely looks to have the advantage to me right off the bat, but that's because of all the fire types. And because of the Spectrier, there's no normal type to be immune to the ghost type attacks. Looking at Max's team, I'm thinking that, honestly, Bulu is checked by Skarm. It is. Magnezone can trap the Skarmory, which is nice. So we'll see if that happens, because if it does, if he gets rid of the Skarmory and he gets rid of the Volcarona or weakens it, then Bulu can just be a win con here. Porygon 2 is also really annoying here. It checks the Latios decently well. He does get quite a bit of knockoff in terms of support because he gets the Incineroar with knockoff. I believe Nihilego gets it, and Mamoswine definitely does. So if he knocks out the Violet on the Porygon 2, that could be very helpful. We'll see. We'll see what happens. In terms of mons, I'm thinking that the Diancie, the Skarmory, the Volcarona, the Spectrier, the Haxorus, and the Porygon 2 can come, because the reason I'm saying Haxorus, by the way, is because Haxorus gets access to Mold Breaker. So if it gets up a Dragon Dance, then Quagsire's Unaware won't work. That's amazing. And then it can fire off an Earthquake on the Magnezone, going past Sturdy as well. Really, really solid here. We'll see. But I'm thinking, like I said, Diancie, Skarmory, Spectrier, Volcarona, Haxorus, and I don't know if I said a 6th or not, but I think Porygon 2 here is really solid as well. So we'll say those 6. Skarmory, Diancie, Spectrier, Volcarona, Porygon 2, and Haxorus. And for Max, I'll say Charizard, Bulu, Latios, I'll say Quagsire, I'll say Magnezone, and I'll say... There's so many good monsters being left here still. Maybe Quagsire doesn't come. I think it has to come though. No, I'll say Quagsire doesn't come. So I'll say the top 3, I'll say the Magnezone, I'll say the Incineroar, and I'll say the Mamoswine. That's what I'm going to say. But let's go ahead and get into it. You guys saw the teams already for a second, so if you paused it, then great, but boom, there we go. So, Mega Diancie comes, Skarmory. That is the exact 6 that I'd said. Awesome. So we get that prediction right. And then on the other hand, we have the Nihilego coming. We have all 3 fire types, and we have the Excadrill, Mamoswine. Not even Excadrill in this matchup. I don't know why I say that. My names are so bad. And then the Latios as well. So let's go ahead and take a look. See what's going to happen here. I think the leads are going to be something like the Incineroar or the Moltres on Max's side, because he gets access to U-turn on both of them. And I think on Woex's side, it's going to be something like the Haxorus, honestly, like the Porygon 2. It's like a lot of really tough mons to lead off with here. So we'll see what happens. I'll say the Porygon 2 leads because it does get teleport as well. Yeah, let's see. We got Incineroar against Porygon 2. All right, so does this thing go for knockoff here as we trace the Intimidate, which is amazing. So let's take a look. Knockoff gets rid of the Violet. That is pretty big here as we see a teleport come out. So this Porygon 2 is severely weakened. That's going to play a really big role as we see the Diancie come in, Mega Evolve, and fire off a Power Gem. If you are Max, you do not want to take that. It's the worst possible thing to happen, because you don't want to take as much chip as possible, because there's a Spectre in the back. Spectre will just auto win if this thing is weakened. It doubles out into Moltres on the, I guess they expect to switch into Skarmory, which it works. So he's in a good position. Mystical Fire is going to come out, does 84%, lowers the special attack, and we're going to see a Stealth Rock come out, which is kind of important because it'll weaken the Charizard by 50%. Diancie's going to come back in a way that really can't touch the Moltres. We're going to see a Magic Bounce pop off. It doesn't matter. It still gets rid of the rocks, I believe, right? Yeah, still gets rid of the rocks. And we can just go for a very free Power Gem here as he's going to let go of his Incineroar. Max, that's not good. Max, okay. You cannot let go of your Incineroar in this matchup. It is too important in this game to handle the Spectrier, unless you have something that I'm not seeing. Something like potentially a Assault Vest Nihilego maybe, who knows. But regardless, Power Gem comes out on the Mamoswine. It is a Scarf Mamoswine, so we can just double out into the Skarmory pretty freely here as he goes into the Nihilego. Nihilego can get a free boost here, so it can go for a Thunderbolt that's at +1. Is it +1 speed or +1 special attack? Let's see. It ends up being +1 speed. So if that ends up being not specs, then it can really put in a lot of work. This does get Dazzling Gleam here, as we see it go for a Meteor Beam, get the +1, and it's going to be fully charged, and it misses the Meteor Beam. That wouldn't have KO'd, definitely not, but we see a Dragon Dance now. This still went out speed, so, okay. massive, 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 massive there because he went for the Dragon Dance. If he had gone for the Earthquake, then, as I smack my desk, if he had gone for Earthquake, then this thing would be gone. Instead, and like that miss wouldn't have mattered too much. He still had its Sash and Tack, so it could play the role definitely, but this might just be a reverse sweep now. We'll see. Well, no, there's a Scarf Mamoswine probably with Ice Shard too, as he goes for another Dragon Dance. Why did he go for another Dragon Dance? Okay, well, I guess he wants Outspeed, and Rock Slide is what he's going to use to get the KO on the Nihilego. Alright, we're going to see a Mamoswine come in, try and scare him out with the Ice Shard. Does he have it? He does have it, so the crisis has been averted. Alright, so it's not the end of the world. He does lose a Nihilego that was at +1/+1. It would have been a +1/+2 speed, but instead he doesn't have that anymore. In comes the Volcarona on the Mamoswine. He goes for Quiver Dance on the Moltres. Moltres should be able to take any hit. It does get access to Quiver Dance with boosted special defense, so Hurricane won't be doing too much. This does get Mystical Fire as well, and you see Hurricane at +2 still is 50%. Wow. Fiery Dance comes out, so he's got to land another Hurricane here. Does he do it? We're going to see. He goes for another Hurricane, and he lives on one. Confusion? There's a Confusion. It's going to be a risky play here. And he hits himself in Confusion. That's, you know what? That's payback. That's payback there for the Mist Meteor Beam. So I have no problem with that, but in comes Diancie once more. He's not even bringing the Spectre yet. He goes for sub. What's he going to go for here? Does Mystical Fire break the sub? Mystical Fire. It does not break the sub. And that, guys, could just be the game here because he's going to lose his Moltres. The crit did not matter. It's 4 times effective. Diancie's super bulky. It did not matter. Oh, man. Charizard's not taking this. I don't think it is, at least. Diancie's Power Gem? Yeah, it's not taking it. That's going to be it, guys. It looks like it's going to be a 3-0 win for Woix, and he didn't even need to use the... he did not need to even... And that's a speed tie there, it looks like, or a Scarf Latios, but he didn't even need to use his Spectrier, which Spectrier had the best matchup out of everything on this, but Psyshock gets the KO. Honestly, maybe it's not over. Maybe it's not over. We'll see here. Psyshock, it is Scarfed, and we're going to see a Shadow Ball. Yep, so Shadow Ball gets the KO on the Latios. If Porygon 2... Wow, this is actually not over. This is not over. If Porygon 2 can't take 2 Earthquakes, if Porygon 2 can't KO, there's a KO from Mamoswine. Is Mamoswine going to KO the Porygon 2? I doubt it. I doubt it. We'll see. Does that Tri-Attack? Earthquake? 51%. And there's the Tri-Attack, and it lives! Oh, no way! Max, what a comeback! Guys, Game of the... Division 2 for Game of the Week, Week 7, Week 8 have been incredible. Wow! What a comeback. Okay, double Scarfers. Double Scarfers, Mamoswine and Latios, as a way to revenge kill the Spectrier. Amazing. Okay, let's unpack this a bit, because if... Oh my god, wow. If Woix had Moonblast, it doesn't look like he had Moonblast on the Diancie. If he had Moonblast, he probably would have gotten the KO on the... He probably would have gotten the KO on the Latios, right? Wow. Oh, that's big. That's so big. And look, I'll be honest. I don't know why. Let's go back a couple turns here. So we're going to go to here. Why did he go into Spectrier instead of going into Porygon 2? I don't understand that. But, because having Spectrier full, Spectrier would take any hit. And it would get a KO back on something. So, I don't know why that was the case, but if he went to Porygon 2 instead, I think he had it. It would have been tough, it would have been close, but I think he had it. Damn. Wow, what a game nonetheless, guys. What a game nonetheless. Crazy, crazy, crazy. These games have been insane. We've had 4 games of the week for this time. This video is getting to an hour long, right? Yeah, each recording is about like 30 minutes. So, guys, hour-long video for you guys today. I want you guys to do me a favor. Leave a comment on which battle was your favorite and what your thoughts of the battles were down below, okay? I said before, but you guys gotta tell me. You guys gotta have the push to say, like, Matt, we really enjoy this series. We really enjoy Game of the Week. So let me know down in the comments. Show me with the comments and with the engagement, okay? That's the best thing you can do. Don't forget, guys, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. If you want to be in the server and you want to see the games of the week as they happen live, then make sure to join the Oshean server and ask for the Oshean League fans role. We'll be able to give you that role and you can watch any game you need to. We are coming into the playoffs now. We have, I think week 10 is finishing up. We're going to have maybe a bye week, and we'll see. But regardless, guys, hell of a set. What great games we had today. Insanity. Great games nonetheless. So in the end, it ends up being 2v2 here. Scarf Mamoswine and Scarf Latios being able to pick up the W against the Spectrier and the Porygon 2. Maybe that was a roll or something, but Mamoswine too strong. Wow. This was not looking good for Max. It was not, but he pulled through. Good on him. I was not thinking it was gonna happen, but he shut me up right there. Well done, man. Well done. Damn. Okay. Well, again, guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I will see you next time.